Good morning. Welcome to air rifle pesting. Beautiful morning. It's very cold. 2 degrees Celsius, I believe. Anyway, I'm at the brand new location here. Got a referral from a good friend there. So I'm just starting here. It's a nice little farm. Has a lot of pigeons, starlings, and doves. I was at another barn last night shooting rats. I got 7 rats and 2 sparrow. So that was a good night. Spent a couple of hours there, and it's pretty good. So now, hello, welcome to Air Rifle Pesting. Glad you can join me tonight. This is going to be a special night because I am at the new permission. There were rats that were found behind the wall. I got to the farm and the owner showed me where he found rats coming out of the wall. So as soon as I turned off the light, I could hear scratching sound behind the wall. So I quickly ran back to my station where I set up for my guns, and the moment I turned on my Power 008 and I saw these rats moving about high up about 10 to 12 feet away. So I wasn't even ready, so I frantically tried to chamber a pellet in and scan around looking for the rats. So this was very exciting for me because I never shot rats high above before. I have no idea what to expect. I can only scan around. Hopefully I can spot them out. I'm using my Primos trigger stick, the Gen 3. Very good setup, easy to adjust for the height, and quite useful in my opinion. So as I scan around, I finally saw 2 rats just came out from nowhere. So I guess they're right behind one of the posts. So there are 2 of them here, and I quickly took this guy out. He's about 10 yards. So that was the first rat at this new location. So I hit him right at the heart and lung. Anyway, so here's the second one. I lost track of him. Very hard to see the rats, or at least try to spot them in pitch black. The night vision is great, but it's very hard because of the narrow field of view. So sometimes it's just good timing, I guess, to see the rat come in and out. So I spotted the bird here. At first I wasn't sure what it was, and I want to make sure it's not something else. The farmer has told me to take out the sparrow that roosts down here. So I walk around just to make sure, and I found out it was a sparrow. So this guy's about 10 yards. Had him in my crosshair and drop him right there. He was sparrow number 1. I look around and I saw a second sparrow. He was about 16 yards. And again, he didn't stand a chance. The cow was probably wondering what's falling off the sky. Here was the rat number 1 that I shot earlier. Got stuck on that doorway there. So I'm scanning around hoping I can get lucky to see another rats perhaps. However, I didn't find any, and I presume they all already came down and started feeding on the ground. And that's the problem with using a night vision, because it's so hard to see everything. Everything is pitch black in here, and I can only rely on the infrared and the night vision to see. So it's definitely very challenging and very eye straining as well. I have to take periodically breaks in between just to rest my eye. So I continue to scan and nothing, and then finally this guy came out. I call him the spider rat. I able to shot his buddy. He was unlucky in the wrong place at the right time. and he fell off. Later on, I actually lost the body. I couldn't find it, but the farmer told me the next day that he saw a rat outside. So I guess it would probably just ran off and then died. I tried to shoot the Spidey rat, but he never came out. He was disappeared, and that was it. So this is at the end of the barn, and there are quite a few there. When I first spotted them, I was about 50-60 yards away. So I'm just to basically do a preliminary scan to see what I'm up against. So I decide, well, I better get closer and see if I can introduce them to my HW100 and perhaps send them some hot lead. As you can see, the cows are very busy feeding. This is about 7:30ish. I just turned off the light, so they're still very active. Anyway, so I decided to go closer to about 30 yards. As that is my zero, so that way I don't have to do any hold over or hold under. In total, I spotted about 7 rats here. Basically, I'm just looking for my opportunity and a good backdrop. And of course, I have to study the pattern of the cow to see how often they come down to feed or whatever. So safety first, and basically looking for my opportunity. Let's see which rat's gonna get hit first. So I'm looking around here to make sure I have a good backdrop. So that post there is probably best. That's why I'm trying to anticipate a rat to get in front of it, and then I can shoot, and if anything passes through, it's not going to puncture the metal door. And here's my chance. He was rat number 3. I hit him in the body, and he struggled for a bit, bouncing around like a pinball, and soon he expired. After that, all the rats had disappeared. I guess they sense danger and they boogie. I'm just scanning around, so I haven't cocked the gun. The safety is on. That way there's no accidental discharge. So now I'm in the middle of the barn, and I was scanning the south side and the north side, and I saw some activity at the south side. So I'm just basically watching them and see if they will pop out, and then I can take a shot. So there are cows behind these bars, so I have to be very, very careful. I only take a shot when it's safe to do so. Again, I was being very patient and just wait for my opportunity. Hence the cat and mouse game begin. You can see one just jump out in the back there, and this guy keep coming in and out. As I said in the past, luckily I have a lot of patience. I spotted at least 2, I think there were 3 or 4 rats there. They just don't stay put. I'm very tempted to just squeeze over a shot, but I want to make sure I have a good shot and that there's no ricochet. I know I will get my chance, so I decide to take the right shot instead. Finally, this guy came out, he stayed put, and I was able to drop him right there. He was about 27 yards. This is rat number 4. Now I saw this guy inside the pen area. It's about 12 yards. He made a mistake of staying put. I was so close to him. So I quickly took a shot because there's a concrete barrier there, so it's safe. And there was no cow to the right side of the pin there. So he tried to hop away, but he soon died after because I collected his body later. I spotted a second one here. Same thing, he was super close. Again, 11 yards. I shot him in the body. You can see the one, that first one I shot earlier. He's dead there. Rat number 6. So back to the north side of the barn. After about 15 minutes or so, finally one rat came out. So I'm just observing him. I could take a shot if the backdrop is good. So I think next time when I go back, I'm gonna bring some board so I can lay it against the door to catch the pellet if I miss a shot or if it's a pass through. But in this case, I'll just sit and wait and see what happens. Again, I have to constantly pay attention to the background and see what the cows are doing. This is definitely not a good shot to take. So finally, there's an opportunity. Took a shot, but this rat was moving about so much. As I squeezed the trigger, it moved forward. So I ended up shooting in the backside. I didn't want him to hop off injured, so I decided to just take the shot. And luckily that was a good shot and drop him nice and clean. That was rat number 7, I think. So back on the south side again, these rats are back. And I got a little bit closer to about 20-21 yards. Again, I was waiting for them to pop up the head up so I can squeeze one off. This is rat number 8. Perfect. 21 yards. That was the last shot of the night. In total, I spotted 15 and tagged 8. So I'm definitely coming back. Here on the way home, I stopped at farm Y. I didn't see any rats other than this one. And this guy is actually quite big. He was at about 27 yards. I took my time. Actually, it was at 30 yards. I took my time and shot him right in the head. And basically, he was expired immediately. So that was a good way to end my night. And a good night out shooting rats. Definitely very thankful to the farmer to give me the permission to shoot at the farms. And I'm doing something that I enjoy. Shooting my guns and taking care of the business. Thank you very much. I hope I see you in the next one. Cheers.